Well, hello, Glue Troopers. Max here. I'm in, just finished my last flight of 2021, and due to alterations to my schedule, I have 5 hours at the White Plains, New York Airport in Westchester County. So I decided to do this Roden Hispania Suiza 8A 1/32nd scale World War I airplane engine. This engine came out in 1914 and was used in, amongst other aircraft, the original SE-5. So the kit instructions are exploded diagram type. They also have some parts that you're not going to use. It does come with a stand and a propeller. And the kit does not have a lot of alignment pins. So when you put the engine halves together, you have to make sure everything's oriented the correct direction. There's a lot of flash you're going to have to grind off of them. Not heavy flash, but these things have such a tight fit that you have to get it all off. Most of it's around the ejector pin marks, but not all of it. And the kit itself, pretty good little kit, okay fit. Again, no alignment pins, so you got to be careful. No shock that on a 1/32nd scale World War I engine, you're going to have a lot of fiddly little parts. I'm not real thrilled with the instructions. All of the pictures of the engine and the instructions only show it from one angle, so how stuff goes on in the back is a little bit of a mystery that I had to kind of figure out. And I really could have used those God's Hands clippers, but I don't bring them with me on the road. So managed to get the cylinders together without any trouble in the heads and stuff. That was all pretty straightforward, but I wound up, once I had the cylinders on the case, I wound up having to pull them off because I did not realize that this piece, which is number 24, there's a picture of it in place, but it doesn't show you putting it in place. And I thought it was just the crankcase. And after I'd already put the bulk of the engine together, I was looking at it going, what's this piece for? And then I found it there, and the number's labeled off to the side. It doesn't even point to it. So yeah, they're not going to win any awards with their instruction sheet, to be sure. So I wound up having to, with the carburation system already installed, I had to pull the entire cylinder system off the case, put those pieces down there, and then remount them. But it did fit better, and it looks better, of course, so it's a must-do. Of course, you got your usual fiddly piping you'd have with an old engine like this. And the stand, is the two sides, there's no bracing on them, so you just got to be careful to make sure they're lined up when you set them up to harden. Other than that, probably the hardest pieces to get on were some of the little fiddly pipes and everything, which there's no different than any other pieces like that you've worked on other engines. But if you're building a 1/32nd scale aircraft that uses this engine and doesn't come with a detailed motor, then it really will make a nice addition to your kit, like if you want to make an open cowling early model SE-5 or something. And the propeller looks pretty good. So it's pretty straightforward. I believe there's about 30 parts in here, and it's pretty much what you expect. It's made of that kind of plastic that Roden uses that's easy to overfile, so be careful with that. And it does have some metal etch parts, which I didn't put on right now. You can detail it out and make a really nice engine out of it, but you're probably going to have to be careful with the filing and everything, or you're going to wind up with some gaps, and it's going to be really tricky to get some kind of gap seal in there. Probably best to use a gap sealing glue. And that's all I have on that. So, well, guys, I hope everyone's doing well. I want to wish you a happy 2022. Take care of yourselves, and as always, model on.